Speaking of Twitter, you made a tweet like probably I would say mid-COVID or maybe when we were kind of getting out of it about ghost production.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this huge thing that's part of the industry that everybody on the backside of the industry pretty much accepts for the most part and knows it's especially in the upper echelon amongst touring artists that are touring 24/7 and never home. Is that something that you would attest to the beginning successes of your career?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think producing for other people, like, it was that one thing where, like, I didn't have enough outlets for my music, so I would make too much stuff. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. Like, it wasn't all amazing. It's not groundbreaking. It's just I made a lot, and we felt like it could be used somewhere. So in the beginning, I was like, hey, I have time. I'm not touring 1,000 shows a year, so I will make some music for an A or B, artist. And so the way I look at it is all my deals, thanks to my management and my team, were completely clean and fair and agreed upon. And that's up to the fans to decide whether they like or don't like that brand. And I have no problem with that because I was always treated fairly. And so my whole point was like, it's funny when people have a blind eye and talk about an artist that they like love and respect. And I'm like, they're doing the exact same thing as other artists you don't respect. And I was trying to say, this guy say that's somebody I work with, they treat me super fair and you're talking shit about them. This person also did the same thing, had a ghost producer and treated them fair. And they were like, because you think they produce their own stuff, it looks. So I was just trying to like paint a picture of like, guys, as long as nobody's getting screwed over, it's an okay thing. Because nobody realizes Frank Sinatra didn't write his songs. So it's not like it's been wrong. It's been a long time. In the pop world,
that's what I tell people is like, go on Spotify, click the 3 dots and see the credits. Look at the credits because it's right there in the pudding. Like if you go to any major electronic artist, any major pop artist, you've got 20 writers. You've got 5 producers. And like when you were working on like the Bad Bunny like productions and stuff like that, did that come through your management?
No, so honestly, I have still to this day, because I love working with Diplo, I have a publishing deal with him.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm sure you might know what that is.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
For anybody listening or viewing, whatever, like publishing is a whole different side. It has nothing to do with you as an artist, just you as a writer. So I write music and Diplo can then send it out to his connection. So it's basically like a funnel for my records to go through somebody with a bunch of great connections. And then one day I want to do the exact same thing. I've built all my connections. The next kid that's 10 times better than me and half my age, I want to offer him a very fair deal and be like, hey, I have all these connections. I'm in need of new sounds. Refresh me. I'm getting dry. It's natural. You got to like go back to the gym when you get, it's the same thing with music. You got to get refreshed. And as long as there's like a clear cut way to do it, I have nothing but good things to say about it. I just have also heard the other side of it, but it's like no way is perfect. There are artists that produce all their own music and have all their own brand and their thing, and then they have another huge problem and they get canceled for rape or something. So it's like there's just always, it doesn't matter what it is, you know what I mean? Like there's always good and bad parts about anybody's team. Whether the ghost production is this stigma, it's like people just didn't understand, especially being somebody that's produced for a lot of people. And it's like I don't even have that type of like regret where I like, but I never got pension. Like, no, I didn't deserve it yet. I had to like really like put my work in. And now I feel entitled to do the exact same thing from learning about how they did it the good way and never treat anybody badly and just say, hey, like I have a lot of connections and you have a lot of music. And not that I don't have a lot of music, but it's kind of a teamwork thing. So
yeah,
that's
absolutely
the overall view for me on that.
Well, and it's like the way that you're describing it, it's somewhat like paying it forward in a sense.
Exactly.
Where you're taking this like chain of events. And especially now there's so many just incredibly like boundary pushing artists that are coming up that at such a young age.
Yep.
Because it's so much bigger than what it used to be. Yeah. And you've got the internet and you've got these things that weren't there.
Yeah, production in general.
Yeah, just in general. And I mean, when you explain it that way, it sounds a hell of a lot better than the way that you view it from a general consumer point where they don't even know what a ghost producer is.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, wait, they don't make their own music? What the fuck?
And well, that's a funny thing is like most of Twitter, I realize is like people that have either one foot in the industry or both, and they're mad about it because they might not have the same opportunity, which, it sucks. Some people get more opportunities 100% than others. That's natural. That's life. It just depends. But most of the actual fans and stuff, like nobody's really thinking about it. So that's another thing. It's annoying. It's like, do I really want to talk to somebody that's just butthurt that they didn't get booked or
thousands,
something.
yeah.
And it's like not all. I'm not saying everybody that talks about it is like that. Some people have valid opinions, but there is a good amount of Twitter that's like that.